In the heart of America, small farms stand as a testament to the hard work, tradition, and sustainability that built this country. But in today's world, these farms are at risk. As corporate agriculture takes over, small farmers face challenges that threaten not only their livelihood, but the country's trajectory as a whole. This area of the country's economy is often overlooked and misunderstood. Your average American might think that the country has hundreds of bigger issues to deal with than anything agricultural related. But that couldn't be farther from the truth. If our agricultural sector was to fade away slowly, even with time for preparation, the country's self-defense status would rapidly drop, health would drastically decrease, and food prices would nearly double. But the lack of morality from corporate agriculture, local authorities, and food distributors around the country makes it hard for the small agriculture industry to thrive. I interviewed a local farmer, Kelly Wainsgard, who is on the local water usage board as well as whose family has farmed in the local area of Utah since it was settled in the late 1800s. The first question I asked was, "What do you think makes agriculture so important in the United States?" To which he stated, "It's always been the backbone of the country's status. It was the first industry the country had, and every other industry since then relies on it. Without the agricultural industry, our economy would never have the potential it does now." Small farms are the backbone of America's agriculture. These farms, often passed down through generations, are where some of our most essential foods come from, including fresh produce, grains, dairy, and meat. But they are more than just places of production. They are a symbol of American hard work. These basic, long overlooked farms provide our country with stability. By not having to import the majority of our consumer goods, this provides the stability that is the base of our national defense. Small farms contribute not only to our food security, but to our local economies as well. These provide jobs, support local businesses, and keep money circulating within small communities. When you support small farms, you're not just buying fresh, local produce, but you're investing in supporting the economy of rural America. In fact, small-scale farming is an essential part of keeping these communities alive, self-thriving, and efficient. My second question for Kelly was, what makes small farms so important to the agricultural scene here in the United States? To which he replied, "Small farms are the only reason us average Americans can afford to eat in the style we do. If every agricultural operation in the States was big business, there would be no honest man to keep the prices low and quality high." Small farms are often more environmentally sustainable than large industrial operations. They use practices like crop rotation, sustainable water management, and natural fertilizers to protect the land. These farms are better at maintaining biodiversity, improving soil health, and reducing the carbon footprint associated with large-scale farming. By protecting small farms, we also protect the environment around us, not to mention provide ourselves with a higher quality, more natural, cheaper food. This is often the most misunderstood fact about foods in the United States. Almost everyone wants to have more natural foods on their plate, but no one really understands the information behind that. Almost every small farm will produce more natural beef than large companies do. Small farms will grass-feed beef, avoid using any medicine, and will never use hormones. But the cost to certify a product as all natural is something only big companies can afford, leaving them to take advantage of the average American's wallet, as well as overshadowing foods that are just as clean simply because they are not labeled as such. Small farms are the heart of rural America. They are where families come together, where traditions are passed down, and where a strong sense of community is built. These farms are not just about food. They are about preserving a way of life. When we protect small farms, we also preserve the traditions, values, and stories that shape our communities. The knowledge passed down from one generation to the next is invaluable, and it's this wisdom that keeps farming practices alive. The last question I asked Kelly was, what is the current biggest issue in the United States agriculture scene? To which he responded, quote, "A lot of local governments tend to restrict water to agriculture when really what should be hit with restrictions is golf courses, resorts, and the community's secondary usage. Agriculture is the industry that cares about the environment around us the most, and yet it's still the industry that sees heavy restrictions that the local authorities say save the environment." Small farms are much more than just another business. They are vital to our economy, environment, and culture. If we want sustainable, natural, healthy, and affordable foods for the future of our communities, we must protect these small farms. In doing so, we ensure that the values of hard work, sustainability, and quality food continue to thrive for generations to come. On the chance the trend of abuse continues, a grim and sad end will come to our country as we know it. the country's ability to self-sustain, its status of power, affordable food prices, and a culture rooted deep into our country will die, having effects on every American's quality of life, with most people throwing the blame to the most convenient and disliked politician, and very few truly understanding the real reason why, being a lack of awareness, ownership of action, and understanding that every citizen owes it to themselves and the ones around them to support these small local farms.